good, everybody? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny Finesse. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got 10 levels of sleight of hand. If you have heard of sleight of hand before, you think Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, you know what I'm saying? Sleight of hand pro. I never played Call of Duty without sleight of hand. I needed that. I love to reload. I'm always running and gunning in Call of Duty, so I always use sleight of hand. But we about to see it in real life. If you're new to the channel and haven't subbed yet, hit that sub button. We on the road to 950 subs, so I need y'all to hit that sub button and that bell notifications too, so you don't miss a thing again. With that being said, let's get into it. And smash that like button too.
I'm going to demonstrate 10 levels of sleight of hand with cards.
With cards though. It's cool though.
I'll start off by using whatever card happens to be on top of the deck. In this case, the Ace of Clubs. Now level 1 is being able to control just one card. So for example, I can give these cards a cut, yet still control the Ace of Clubs.
Okay.
Now level 2 is what's called a slug control. Basically just means to control a small group of cards. So for example, if I give the cards a shuffle like this and some cuts, not only have I controlled the Ace of Clubs, but I have also controlled the 2 of Clubs, the 3 of Clubs, the 4 of Clubs, and the 5.
What the fuck? Yo!
Level 3 is what's called controlling the entire deck of cards. So I'm going to give these cards some shuffles and cuts, and even though it looks like I'm mixing the cards,
You're not really.
I'm actually keeping every single card in the deck in exactly the same position. So you can see that the Ace of Clubs is followed by the 2, which is followed by the 3, which is
And you peeped how, like, the way he shuffled it, it wasn't like a regular shuffle. It looked like he just clumped it together, so he kind of knows where he's putting his cards at.
4 and the 5 and the 6 and the 7 and the 8, the 9, the 10, the Jack, the Queen, and the King. It's not just the clubs, because all of the hearts are in perfect numerical order, the Ace through the King, all the diamonds are in perfect numerical order, the Ace through the King.
And he was just shuffling the joint.
Are in perfect numerical order, the Ace all the way through.
That's fire.
Now level 4 is what's called a pharaoh shuffle. Not like the Egyptian pharaohs, it's spelled F-A-R-O, and it's actually named after an old gambling game from the 1800s. And although it's a real shuffle, it's a controlled shuffle, and if I spread the cards out, you'll see what I mean.
Oh, that shit is fire.
Of the cards.
That's cool as hell.
One card from this side, then one from this side. One from this side, one from this side, one from this side, one from this side, all the way through the deck. And the pharaoh shuffle can be done in the hands, the way I did it just a moment ago, but it can also be done flat on the table in a way that
like that, like that.
And once again, you can see that the cards are perfectly all.
That's how I shuffle.
All the way through the deck. Now, as I said, although it's a real shuffle, it's a controlled shuffle. So even though the 4 aces were spread out a few moments ago, now they are all together right on top of the deck. Now with level 5, we move away from all of the crooked shuffles that we've been examining so far, and we move towards crooked deals. Level 5 is the second deal. I'll put the Ace of Spades on top of the deck.
Okay.
And I'll deal out a round of cards in, let's say, a 5-handed game of poker. Yeah, so 4 players and 1 for me. But you'll notice that I've received the Ace of Spades. Now, it's easy.
This is not what I thought this would be. I thought he was gonna show me like speeds of how quickly it can be controlled. He only showed me how like it shuffles and stuff. But hey, we still got like six more levels to go, so we about to see. Cause it's not what I expected, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
When I deal to the other players, I'm pulling cards from directly underneath the ace. In other words, I'm dealing the second card from the top. Now level 6 is what's called.
Nah, he just put me on some sauce and I wasn't paying attention. Like he just put me on some sauce. Like that's like if you know playing with an old deck of cards and you know that certain like wrinkle on a card that been folded a little bit, you could just do what he just did. I want to see that shit again.
But you'll notice
Show me.
I've received the Ace of Spades. Now it's easy to see what's happening if I leave the ace face up. When I deal to the other players, I'm pulling cards from directly underneath the ace. In other words,
you see how he did it though? He had the card like slightly bent so he could just easily take the one under it. That shit is fire, bro. He slightly bended it a little bit And you just like if the ace was flipped over, you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't really see that shit. If he's going like this, you're not gonna see it.
Diamonds goes onto the bottom of the deck. Yet I can deal one card to each of the other players and then one card to myself off the bottom. You can see the ace is no longer on the bottom of the deck because it's now in my poker hand.
That's fire. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. Cause I didn't even peep him. I didn't even peep him do it. I didn't even peep him do it.
One card to each of the other players and then one card to myself off the bottom. You can see the ace is no longer on the bottom of the deck because it's now in my poker hand.
Nah, what?
Level 7 is what's known as a Greek deal. See, in high-stakes games of cards, they use what's called a cut card. It's basically just a face-up joker that goes onto the bottom of the deck and it pins in that ace of hearts. Because right now, if I tried to do a bottom deal, I would deal the face-up joker, which would make it really obvious that I was cheating. Yet
that's what they do in the casino sometimes if you're winning too much.
Out from above the cut card. You can see that the joker is still there, but the ace is gone because it's now in my poker hand.
Nah, we gotta keep running this back because I don't see it. I just don't.
The cut card. You can see that the joker is still there, but the ace is gone because it's now in my poker hand.
You be moving it like it's like this, like you be taking it out like that.
We have what's commonly called the grand.
It's not like
all
I'll be taking my shit out like that.
Legendary sensitive. That ace of clubs literally goes into the middle of the pile. Yet I can deal one card to each of the other players and then one card to myself directly from the center, the ace of clubs.
What the fuck?
Now with level 9, we move back to crooked shuffling techniques, this time to what's called stacking the deck. Now in order to demonstrate this, I'm going to leave the 4 aces face up on top of the deck. That'll make this a lot easier to follow. I'm going to give these cards a shuffle. And
the pharaoh.
after I give the cards a shuffle,
The pharaoh.
so you can see what's happening.
The pharaoh.
So the cards down here are being mixed, but you'll notice that I put exactly 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in between the ace of spades and the ace of diamonds. And I'm going to do something very similar on the next few shuffles. So on this next shuffle, if I spread the cards out, once again you'll see the cards near the bottom are being mixed, but I've added another 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, in between the ace of diamonds and the ace of hearts. Now on this third shuffle, I have to be very careful. And you'll see what I mean when I spread out the cards. I've added 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in between the ace of hearts and the ace of clubs. But you'll notice that I have had to be sure to not accidentally shuffle any cards into this region here, because otherwise I'd mess up my stack.
Word.
This means that all that's left is to just add 4 cards on top of the ace of clubs. And now it's time to deal. Now because the aces are face up, you'll know that they must be coming off the top of the deck.
1, 2,
So on this first
3,
round, you'll see
4.
that I receive an ace.
Okay.
This hand here is called pocket aces.
What?
They say that 3 of a kind is really all you'd ever need to get the money, but just to be sure, I stacked myself all 4 aces.
That's how they be getting ya. I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to watch this mad times by myself and just master this shit. Master just looking at it. Master everything, bro. I'm gonna do it.
Which is, even if I give myself 4 aces, I'm not going to win any money because none of the other players are going to bet. You'd have to give them really strong hands if you wanted them to bet money. But see, that's the beauty of riffle stacking, because you can control a lot more than just 4 cards. See, that's why I gave this player here the 10 of clubs, and the 10 of hearts, and the 10 of diamonds, and the 10 of spades. I gave this player here the jack of clubs, the jack of hearts, the jack of diamonds, and the jack of spades. This player here got the queen of clubs, the queen of hearts, the queen of diamonds, and the queen of spades. And this player over here got all.
Nah, because it's like the craziest part. He was talking about the aces the whole time. And he just got all these 4 of a kind. He was so focused on the aces and we didn't even pay attention to the 4 of a kinds here, here, and here. That's just crazy.
4 kings. Now, with level 10, I'm not going to introduce any new techniques.
Levels 1 to
Instead,
9
I'm going to
combined.
combine all of these techniques into one final demonstration. And in order to do so, I'll use the game of bridge. All you have to know about bridge is that there are 4 players, and that each player gets 13 cards. So, I'm going to give these cards some shuffles and cuts. And afterwards, I'm going to put a cut card on the bottom of the deck, just like I did before. And hopefully, with those stacking shuffles, those false cuts, and some perfect interlaces of cards within those shuffles, and some crooked deals now, I should be able to deal myself the best possible bridge hand, starting with
the ace.
Followed by the 2 of spades.
Okay, you gonna get 3?
Followed by the 3 of spades.
4?
Followed by the 4 of spades.
And then
the
5.
5 of spades. And the 6 of spades. And the 7 of spades. And the 8 of spades. And the 9 of spades. And the 10 of spades. And the Jack of spades. And the Queen of spades. And the King of spades. But I would be a poor cheat if I didn't stack some good cards for my friends here. That's why I gave this player here the King of clubs, and the Queen of clubs, and the Jack of clubs, and the 10 of clubs, and the 9 and the 8, and the 7 and the 6, and the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, and the ace, all in perfect numerical order. I gave this player over here all 13 diamonds in perfect numerical order.
That is
And
crazy.
for my partner sitting right across from me, the second highest ranking suit, the King to Ace of Hearts. And that's 10 levels of sleight of hand with cards.
That is crazy. 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 If you made it to the end of the video, you obviously like the video, so you obviously gotta subscribe, hit the sub button. We're on the road to 950 subs. Sub